First of all, what a showing by the 12th man tonight. Everything that, every reason you could ever want to come to Texas A&M to play baseball, from an atmosphere and fan standpoint, you saw tonight. And they definitely played a role in the game. And I want to speak for our team to thank the 12th man, all the Aggie fans that came out tonight and were loud from the first pitch. Beyond that, the game itself is, that's our season. That's how these guys have competed all year. It's not the prettiest thing, but it's the most competitive thing. And at the end of the day, I wish everybody in the ballpark could just spend 2 minutes of their life in the room with these kids. They are, not just, obviously these two guys are elite, but there's 25 other guys just like them in that room, plus the guys that aren't with us. And it's just an honor to be with them every day. Glad we won, but we haven't won. All we've won is 2 games. We haven't won the regional, and so we still got a lot of rest to get and a lot of baseball to play.
Questions? Jim, what are you kind of seeing from Detmer the last few weeks here, just from a stuff standpoint, mechanic standpoint?
Well, first of all, he's got to field his position. That's at the end of the day, if he gets the outs they gave us, same thing with that Micah Dallas against South Carolina, then maybe you find a rhythm. I actually thought he found a rhythm there in about the 3rd or 4th inning. He started making better pitches and commanding his fastball. But his breaking ball kind of comes and goes. Fastball command, Troy can probably speak to it. I can't tell a lot in terms of command and where I stand in the dugout, but if he fields his position, it's a completely different ball game. But that's Lafayette's. That's their game, and they do put a lot of pressure on you. It's a nightmare to decide where to put the third baseman, because they'll bunt through the order and they also hook a ton of balls. So it's just Coach Deggs does an outstanding job of running that offense, and they definitely have an identity that's tough to play.
Coach, about best case scenario you could possibly be in, bullpen-wise, pitching-wise, heading into that third game?
I was hoping not to have burned Palish for so much. I was hoping Detmer would get us deep into a game so that could have both Moo and Palish available for the third game of the regional. But Moo should be available. Obviously Johnston and Prager. So there's other guys down there. Obviously Rudis did a great job tonight. Cortez. So I feel good about where we are. We're not a club that's built to play, 5 games in 3 days. So that was big to get the win tonight.
Troy, I think you guys still left 10 off base, but I think after that 4th inning, it left the bases loaded. But did you kind of feel like, hey, the big hits are going to come here sooner rather than later? That's been your MO all season.
Yeah, like you said, it's kind of been what we've been doing all season, so we just continue to trust in what we do. Obviously, you want to score those runs when you have the bases loaded, but we just continue to grind out at-bats, continue to trust in our process, and we know it's going to come.
Coach, on the first and third play where they ended up scoring, was that call through all the way?
No, that call was I thought Troy did an awesome job. The play was, if they go, to cut the ball and throw it home, and I thought Troy and Targach did a great job of playing catch. Got to credit them for running it the way they ran it. So that's the kind of pressure they put on you. So there's a lot of options for us to do there. I think the key was that we ended up pitching out of the inning. With the pressure they put on you, you just can't give up extra runs, right? And that's what we did early, is throwing balls away when they're giving us outs. So, but yeah, that was the players did everything right, and you got to give credit to Louisiana for executing their play.
Austin, what did you see on that swing, and what were kind of the emotions like whenever you saw it go out?
So, they were mixing me pretty well tonight, and started me off breaker in the dirt, and then pitch up in the zone that I swung through, and then left the pitch middle a little bit down, and that's where I like to swing. So I put a good swing on it, and good things happen. And just the emotion to see my team run out there, and the whole freaking audience. It's crazy how many people were there tonight. It's the loudest I've heard Blue Bell Park since I've been here. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of emotions. I was glad I was able to come through my team. But this offense is relentless, and anybody could be here right now. And I'm proud of how we played tonight.
Austin, in batting practice, have you put one that high up off the Rickson?
I don't think I have. We're not like we said, boring equals barrel. So I try to just low line drive as best I can, and hopefully that comes in the games. I don't try to do none of that. So.
Troy, from your vantage point, what were you thinking in that line drive? Mitch was able to make the diving grab for the last time.
Yeah, I mean, we executed the pitch. It was a good pitch off the plate. Guy was just kind of stuck his bat out, but I saw Minnick take a good first step on that low liner, and I knew he had a beat on it, so I knew he had it.
Coach, you mentioned Brad. Well, what have you seen from him lately and in his game that you liked him there at the end of the pen these last 2 games?
Well, strikes, first and foremost. As you know, you're going to get strikes. I had planned on bringing him in if they had gotten first and second, nobody out. Jacob's a really good fielder of his position, but Brad is an even better fielder of his position. I fully trust Palish. He's only given up 1 home run the whole season. But I didn't like the swing that guy took on the first pitch of the at-bat. I thought he was on him. He had seen him before, and I just wanted to change the look. And so you got to credit Brad, not just for getting us out of that inning, but in the 9th, the 2-2 changeup that the guy took for strike 3. I mean, that's the same pitch that he threw Sonny DeShera in the Auburn game, first and second, nobody out, to strike out one of the best hitters in college baseball. And so for a freshman to come in and do that in that environment, I just trust him. They may get some hits, but they're not gonna get free bases most of the time. There are guys in that bullpen with better stuff, but nobody is as competitive or throws as many strikes. And just wanted strikes, and I wanted to change the look to the 2 right-handed hitters.
Troy, facing an offense like that, how much extra pressure is there on the catcher to help control the running game? And then in the 8th, with them stealing third base, 2 outs, what would you see on that?
Yeah, I mean, we knew they were going to run, so we did a good job. I think Coach Yeski did a good job of mixing in holds, mixing in picks, and I just got to be ready to throw, on every single pitch. I saw the guy at second base in the 8th there kind of getting a little bit of a walking lead, and he kind of was starting to time up Rudis a little bit, so I had a feeling it might go, and luckily I got a pitch up that I was able to make a good throw on.
Time for a couple more.
Austin, just talking about the team's, ability to overcome adversity. I mean, you've done it all year, but like 4 errors tonight, like Coach was saying, just on by Warner and pitching. But you guys kind of just let it go and keep playing.
So I mean, that's what we said all year. Next pitch, next play, it doesn't matter. I mean, we know. We're not trying to make errors, not trying to do this, not trying to do that, but we just know, you said, we've done it all year, and we know the next guy's going to pick it up, make an error. Prager or Polish or Rudis are going to make a good pitch, get the next guy out, and then we're going to swing it, and we're going to score runs, so that's how we overcome it.
Jim, how hard is it to prepare for a team like UL, just because they're so unorthodox compared to what you're used to?
Yeah.
They're almost kind of like an old school
Yep.
Cal State Fullerton type.
Yep, and that's the credit to Matt Deggs, man. What an awesome, just creating an identity for his team. You don't see that in the Southeastern Conference. You just don't. There are a few teams that'll put a little bit of pressure on you here and there. There are some teams that literally do absolutely nothing, and that can create. And when we play teams like that over and over and over again, then you get comfortable. And when you don't, and then when you do see it, even though you talk about it, work on it all week, they're not the only ones. I mean, Oral Roberts bunts a lot, so it's not like we don't. I mean, if I'm a fan in the stands, I'm like, do you guys ever practice? We do. But you have to give credit. Not only do they do it, they're good at it. Like all those bunts, those bunts that have the early bounces and the high hops. I mean, and they can all run. So they're what we call green runners almost all the way through the lineup, and so they create just a lot of problems. So, but you still have to make plays. You still have to make pitches. If you can just get the outs, sometimes a team like that, they don't score multiple runs because they end up giving up some outs. So, but yeah, Coach Deggs is one of the best coaches in our sport in a variety of ways, and he's done a great job with his team.
Time for one more.
Prager tomorrow?
Probably. I want to watch and see. Obviously, I know TCU well. I want to watch the game one more time, but see what the matchup is. But not for sure, Prager.
Coach, thanks for your time. Guys, thanks. See you.